How about real quick, you boys lead me off with a rousing rendition of the Star Spangled Banner to get some levels.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light?
Wow, that's something.
What's so proud?
What the hell is that? Fuck off. Hey guys, we got sound bites again. Hey now. Nice fucking segue.
Wait, really quick. Welcome back to Off Air. Okay, episode whatever it is.
101.
Could be any, 101 if you ask Jake.
Hey, let's do this. Welcome
Nice
to,
fucking segue.
yeah, thanks.
Yeah.
All right, so we're here, and
we got a soundboard. And
Hold on, what other sounds do you have?
yeah,
I
am curious.
First of all, but second of all,
of course, a classic.
but second of all, I was gonna save this for a minute here because I thought we'd bring up at some point. You're almost 40 now.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
40.
So I was gonna play this for you, but
Jake, nice cock. Impressive.
so happy birthday.
Per queen.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's next weekend. Yeah.
Happy early/belated, depending on when this.
Thanks,
actually
man.
comes
Oh, it'll
out.
be way belated.
Yeah,
I
happy
appreciate it.
belated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool.
How's it feel to be like 55?
Well, I'm not.
Yeah.
No.
Wait. It's how old? It's old because you're turning 70 because you're old, right?
Nope. That's not it. Nope. I'll be 31.
You're gonna be 31?
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna be 30, like unironically.
No, 30 was last year.
That's that video of Don Cheadle and Kevin Hart, and Kevin Hart goes, "Damn."
That'd be the next one added to the
So,
board.
so yeah, 31.
Well,
It's interesting.
Well, it's been fun.
congratulations.
Yeah, right.
You're in the dirty 30s.
Yeah, well, been there. And they are fucking
Hey,
dirty.
you got to think about this. You're not a 30-something yet. You're just 31. You're
That- you know
not
what?
30-something yet.
I'll look at it.
What defines a something?
I think
I would assume like 33 at that
yeah,
point is when
3
you're
and
30 something.
3 and above. I'd say like 3 through 8 or 9.
Yeah. That's fair.
You're a something.
Okay, yeah.
Cause,
What happens when you're 39?
Because
You're
you're
40.
No, then you're 39. Because
Oh.
you tell people you're 39, they're like, oh shit, like your motherfucker's about to be 40.
Right.
So it's
You
like
know?
when you're a preteen, that's just 12.
Exactly.
Okay.
Right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Well, no, I don't know. I think preteen, that to me that was always like 10 to 12.
I don't know if I'd consider 10 a preteen.
Here's the thing: when we, I feel like my age, like I'm 23 right now. The year is 2023. I feel like when we started coming up, the term tween started popping up,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so we
And I
started.
hated it.
Me too. We started to become tweens at like 12, 11, maybe 13, maybe even
Yeah.
14. You're starting to be like an actual teenager, but like anything before that, when you're still in the teens or anything, you're a tween. I
Right.
hated that.
Yeah, that was definitely 13, 14. Somewhere
Yeah.
around there I started hearing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
I
don't know where it
never
came
heard
from
that.
either. Yeah.
You were 13 or 14 before we were born.
Well, that's not true. That's nope. It's not accurate.
Welcome to the show where we just talk about how old Jake is for 20 minutes.
Yeah, that's not accurate, but all right. That's
Wait, I want to say this. I went to this as nothing, no segue. This is just cold. We're going into something different. I went.
It's kind of
to,
a segue when you say there's no segue.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
guess. I went to this. It was like a flea market, but it was for like curated clothes. Like they have like like upscale vintage shops and
Ooh,
stuff like that. You know,
okay.
where it's like vintage T-shirts or like old wrestling or NASCAR shirts and stuff like with the big crazy graphics, but they're
That's
like
dope.
a little bit up priced. You know, because
Yeah.
they did the work. Fine.
They're in
Private
like good
sellers.
condition though. Like
yeah,
it's-
yeah, good
okay.
condition and shit.
Okay.
And it was essentially just a flea market, but we went yesterday and like we had to buy tickets. It was like a only there for that day sort of thing, like special event, and it was a really sick time. And I got a lot of cool like clothes, and it was a fun time walking. I don't know, it was just cool. I saw a bunch of I guess the big thing that I can tell you guys, I saw upwards of, I think I told you this on Fortnite last night. I saw 5, maybe 8, something in that range. Like old vintage WMMS shirts, and each one I was like, oh, if I see this for like a good price, like a reasonable price, like I fully intended on buying it and just, I don't know, giving it to style or putting it, like hanging it, some, type thing. But everyone was like $45, $50, $55 and upwards, and I was like, that's not what I want.
There was one time MMS was doing something, and it was like a special event they were doing in the front window.
Mm-hmm.
And this guy was standing in the front window, and he had like from 1982 vintage MMS, like members only looking jacket.
That's cool.
And members only Dave is vintage guy.
Enough, yeah.
So we notice it from like the
Wait, really quick, is there a guy called Members Only Dave?
There
'Cause
is.
He wears members only jacket.
He did at one point, yeah.
Is that
awesome.
is that
That's
why they
kinda
call
yes,
him that?
yeah.
That's cool.
He's
That's cool.
literally like one of the best DJs in the city of Cleveland. He's ridiculously talented. It's stupid how talented.
That's cool
guy
that
is.
that they call him Members Only Dave because he wore members only jacket.
But
It's kind of
so,
like how they call you Shaney.
yeah, because
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
wear.
Well, we don't have to explain it. It's
So-
pretty self-explanatory.
naked,
So-
yeah.
we're standing there and we notice this from like 50 feet away, and we're like, there's no way that's an original because it's mint condition.
Mm-hmm.
So we go out there, we talk to the guy, and he's like, yeah, I've only worn this like maybe 4 times. I bought it 15 years ago for like $30 at a flea market, and I just keep it in a bag in my closet. This thing was pristine, dude, like shiny black. It had like the orange cuffs, and then on the back it was like the butt. Oh, so good. I was like, damn.
Is it called mint condition because it's crisp?
Because of
it's
the-
fresh?
Because of the
Yeah.
Danbury mint.
I think it's because it's fresh.
Because it's fresh, right?
What the fuck is a Danbury mint?
Danbury mint is what you rate it on the scale, the Danbury mint scale.
That's crazy.
Was that the guy's name?
Yeah.
Oh, that
Who,
makes
So
more sense.
yeah, so when you look up like they have like the statues and
Oh,
stuff.
well, I mean, I guess mint condition too could go for like because it was minted, like
Yeah,
as good
true.
as
Yeah.
when it was minted.
Right.
I just never put that together
Yeah.
until right now.
Yeah, Danbury
'Cause
mint
coins
they
are
make
minted, yeah.
Yeah.
they make like the little like statues and figures, the
Mhm.
collectibles, and they have the scale that they rate things on. That's what I always
No,
thought
that
it
makes a
was.
lot more
Yeah.
sense than because it's fresh.
Because I know back in the 50s they were like, "Hey man, that's in mint condition. That's real fresh."
They probably did.
Yeah,
You
that's
weren't
it.
there.
That's dandy.
Well, you might have been.
No.
That
That was 40 years before me. 40.
50 before me, but all right. So-
I didn't see any. Stop! No middle fingers. All right.
Yeah, Jordan.
This is a PG podcast. No. All right. I saw it. I saw what happened. Both of you knock it off.
You're
Here.
in trouble.
Both of you knock it off.
He's mocking me.
No, both of you.
Yeah.
Quit it. Hey,
Knock
both
it
of you.
off.
Quit.
Listen
Before
to
I pull out
Shane.
before I pull out the switch.
I thought he was going to say Glock.
I thought he was going to say cock.
Yeah, before I pull out all 3 of those Glock, clock,
Whoa.
and switch.
Okay.
I'm a Glock, clock, switch, y'all. That's the new Nintendo product.
Is it?
Coming out? The Glock, clock, switch. Yeah.
And they don't play with anyone else.
I didn't see any vintage wrestling T-shirts, and I wanted to ask you guys if you have any vintage wrestling T-shirts because I'm curious because that's something you guys have been into for a long time. So I figured probably at least have, and I mean you probably don't consider them like vintage, but I'm trying to say something like where you visualize that shirt that you have, and you're like, yeah, I could see this selling for like more money than I bought it for, sort of thing, because of the hype around vintage wrestling shit.
I have 2, but my cousin has a lot. The 2 that I have one, it's a black t-shirt.
Or I'm sorry to not even just expand upon T-shirts. Anything that would be like you think resellable memorabilia from early wrestling and stuff like that from when you started.
I
getting
have a
into it.
lot. I have majority of my original wrestlers. Still.
Okay. I wish I had my wrestlers. Still,
I
dude.
have
had so many.
WWF Attitude Era trading cards.
Oh, that's so cool.
Ooh.
Yeah, those are pretty cool.
Mhm.
My cousin, who
Vinny.
he's in his mid 40s. He went to every ECW like major pay-per-view back in
Whoa.
like the
Oh,
early
nice.
90s. He's got the original Sabu, Taz,
That's
RVD
wild.
shirts, all of those. I have an original like DX shirt. They don't fit me because they were from when I was a kid.
Yeah.
Right.
I have a Mick Foley tank top that I would always get in trouble for wearing in school.
Because it was cut
Mhm.
off.
Yeah. And then I have one, it's in camo lettering, but it
Mhm.
says School of
Mhm.
Hard Knocks, and on the back Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Oh, cool.
I was looking to see
That one's pretty dope.
reason I brought it up. I was looking for a vintage Stone Cold shirt with like the skull with the blue flaming eyes.
Yeah,
and the 360.
yeah.
I want one of those so bad.
That would
I think
be
it'd
dope.
be dope. But I didn't find a single. I found like a fuck ton of NASCAR t-shirts, and they had some really cool like crazy 90s big like paint graphics all over the whole like splatter paint with the NASCAR driving through it and
That's
shit.
cool.
Do you wear bigger shirts, right?
I like wearing oversized shirts.
If you want, it's probably not crazy old, but my dad gave me a bunch of fucking clothes at one point. First of all, that's a great story in itself. My dad just showed up at my house, dropped off clothes when I wasn't here that I didn't ask for, and then called me. He was like, "Hey, you weren't home," and I'm like, "I'm at work."
Yeah, no.
And he goes, "Well, there's a bag of clothes on your door." I'm like, "Whose? Why?" And he's like, "Well, I went through my clothes." I'm like,
so these are yours now.
I was like, Goodwill is right up the street. And I didn't want any of them, but there's like big Jeff Gordon shirts in there.
That's cool.
If you want one.
That's cool.
I don't know if I have a bunch of wrestling shirts. I don't think I might have one that's like the considered quote unquote vintage now because it's an old like 09 CM Punk shirt.
That's what I'm saying. Like anything that like you bought,
Yeah.
but like is probably now considered
Would
quote
that be
unquote, like vintage.
I guess it
Oh,
would.
dude,
I mean, that's over 10 years old.
Anything from 2010 and earlier, I
Yeah.
consider vintage.
I got a
100%.
DX shirt,
Which
that
is
was,
like crazy even for me. But
Right.
Yeah. No, I got a DX shirt that was literally. It wasn't like a commercial DX shirt. It was one of the live event shirts. So it's literally just them, and it says DX Army. And
That's
I got one
That's
of
pretty
those.
cool.
I used to have, and I wish I still had it. I think I gave it away. It was a Raw shirt from like 05, but just a white shirt, and it had superstars on it in gray. They were grayed out.
Yeah.
And it just it had the old Raw logo on it. So that was
That's
cool.
cool. That's super cool.
But I think most of my shit's like relatively newer, like 2015-ish.
Yeah.
I found my RVD foam fingers.
Oh shit!
I
That's
did find
cool.
those.
That's super sick.
I do have. I don't anymore because I gave them to Evan.
Mm-hmm.
I had the John Cena Word Life brass knuckles.
Oh yeah, I
Wow.
saw Evan with the. You sent me
Yeah.
that picture.
And Evan kept saying Word Life just casually in conversation, so I sent them to him.
That's
I'm like, you're gonna
awesome.
get more use out of these than me.
That's hilarious.
That's
but
so
I still
awesome.
have. Maybe when we go to break, I still have a big ass bin of them, and I still have like toys, and I still
Yeah.
have all the little foam belts too. I got like
Oh.
WWF hardcore
Yeah.
belts and the
Yep.
winged
That's
eagle and
sick.
shit. Yeah.
Um,
That's sick.
I'm trying to think.
The only sorry to cut you off.
No,
the
you're
only
good.
thing that I know that if it was in better condition might be worth a good amount of money.
Mm-hmm.
I have the first edition of the WWE Encyclopedia, and it's got Chris Benoit in it, and he's not in any going
Yeah.
forward.
You know, that reminds me. It was back when Ric Flair was in charge of Raw and Vince was in charge of SmackDown. I have one of the it wasn't a program,
Oh, I got.
but it was just like these are the wrestlers that
I
are
have
here.
that too.
And I have it. And it blows my mind to go back and look. 'Cause I'm like, I kind of remember this guy, but I don't. And then the one, I forgot who it was, but I saw him in an indie show not too long ago. And I'm like, I should have grabbed that book and just be
It
like,
had
hey,
him
you want to
say-
sign
yeah.
this? Like, that would have blown his mind.
That's why
I have one of those from an ECW versus SmackDown house show.
That's cool.
And it's I'm pretty sure if we're talking about the same, it's just like it's almost like a magazine book, but it's just like a page for a
Well-
wrestler and some stats, and
well,
then a page for a wrestler and some stats.
What's
Yeah.
weird about this one, it's giant.
Yeah, no, it's pretty big.
Like, it's literally probably like
Yeah.
1.5 feet by like a foot.
Yeah.
Like, it's huge like that.
I got one.
And you
somewhere.
go through, and it's like four wrestlers on each page, and it says where they're from, their finisher, all that.
See, mine's
It's
that, but it's
insane.
one wrestler a page.
Interesting.
Yeah. Oh,
Okay.
maybe I can find that too.
And
Why
then
don't-
non-wrestling things. I mean, I have like old football cards and stuff
Oh, okay. Okay.
that like, ironically, so I have like quote unquote rookie cards
Yeah.
from back in the day before they were rookie cards.
Yeah.
So the way that rookie cards used to work, so like with Bernie Kosar, since his rookie season was 85, they didn't have like a card going, hey, here's the new guy, because they didn't know they
Right.
were going to pan out. Cards were
Right.
expensive.
Right.
So technically the rookie cards were their second year cards. So I have like
Hmm.
Bernie Kosar. I have one of like Terry Bradshaw, Johnny Unitas, Brett Favre.
That's
Like
interesting.
the Johnny Unitas one is worth, I mean, that's worth hundreds. And then I have a football signed by the 1964 Browns team.
Oh, nice.
Hmm,
That
that's
was dope.
pretty
I met
sick.
him at Normandy.
Good shit.
That's pretty.
That was
sick.
What
wild.
about you?
Did
Like, do you have vintage shit?
See, the thing is, like, I have like signed memorabilia, and I have memorabilia that like has definitely gone up in value, and like clothes that are vintage that have gone up in, or like
Yeah.
definitely worth more than what I bought them, sort of thing. And especially like just going thrifting and finding things, but there's not like next to my shoes. that I bought like in high school and stuff like that. And there's still shoes that, fit me, I could wear. I used to love sneakers. I used to make money off of it, buying and reselling stuff. Totally invested in that. And then I got out of it and I would just have the shoes. And I feel like that, like if I were to put a number on it, that's probably the thing that would get me the most money back, But like, I also definitely have some t-shirts that I know could probably, that are like just vintage, not like a cool brand or anything, that could definitely sell for like a lot. Like that, like my Back to the Future shirt.
That's cool.
That's a vintage shirt from the Universal. I looked it up because it was like a white whale. I was looking for it for years. And then I finally found it like 5-something years after I wanted it. But they only sold it at the Universal Park in Florida when the Back to the Future ride was out. And that was like the gift shop shirt.
Wow.
Nice.
Like
That's
yeah.
cool.
That's cool.
Yeah. And so I saw a picture of like a model or something wearing it. And I was like, oh, I want that really bad. Looked for it for years and I finally found it. And that thing definitely I know sells. And I got it for like I'm pretty sure I got it for like under $100, which is a good price because now I know I could sell it for easily $300+ bucks, something like that. Maybe a little less if I'm like being like, okay, I just want to get rid of it.
Sell it,
yeah. But
do you guys have any of those like random Looney Tunes shirts from like the early 90s?
I have a
he has a hoodie or something, right? A sweater?
Yeah, I have I think it was a crew neck, but they cut off the arms.
Okay.
And so it's just like a vest now. But it has like thug bugs and thug pads,
Right.
and they're like
What an era.
posing, and they're doing like a cool gangster pose, and it has them on the front and their backs on the back.
Like I
It's
have
super cool.
I have a Cleveland Browns sweater and it has Daffy Duck wearing the Browns helmet. And it just
nice.
says Cleveland
that's
Browns.
so
Like
cool. Yeah.
the stuff that they were allowed to just put Looney Tunes on.
Yeah,
In like the mid to late 90s was awesome.
I was talking to Shane. Sorry, I was
you're
talking
good.
to Shane last night about how like it seems like because I told him about the Rey Mysterio Wu-Tang shirt they put out.
By the way, I saw the picture. That's so cool.
Right.
That's so awesome.
Right. And I'm like, it seems like Wu-Tang is as a brand was one of those things that were just cool with everything, like you were saying.
They'll just slap their name on it. I said they're very much like The Rock in terms of they'll just put their brand on anything to make money, and that's so true. And it's like as a brand, as a Wu-Tang brand, I think there's like 16 members in the Wu-Tang. Like,
right.
Yeah, you're gonna slap your little Wu-Tang logo on anything, fucking Fortnite, whatever. It doesn't matter. Like, it's making you money for all of those members that
It's like TMNT.
Right. Like you have to cash out on that, so you might as well. Yeah.
I know, going back to shirts real quick, like not even like wrestling or band shirts or like sports shirts or anything like that. My brother Ethan goes like 3 times a week to different thrift stores after he gets off work.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And just he knows them like tags and stitch work and what years correlate with what.
Yeah.
And so he'll just grab clothes that are like, it could be kids' clothes or women's clothes or whatever, but he'll know by the stitch work and by the tags what years they're from and if they're like highly sought after or they don't make this anymore, this company doesn't exist anymore, and he'll resell them.
That flea market that I was at, it was pretty much those people.
That's crazy.
100% all those people. Like everything, like I found, so this was actually really cool. Something that happened there. I found a Wu-Tang shirt. I love Wu-Tang. But Lydia was there too, and she was at like a different shop, and she was at like a different stand, and I was at another stand. And she texted me, and she was like, I found a Wu-Tang shirt, ... for $200.
Jesus Christ.
And I was like, whoa. And I was in the shop. I was like a couple shirts down. I had already looked at the Wu-Tang shirt and it was only $20. And as soon as I got that text, I immediately grabbed the Wu-Tang shirt and I went up to the guy and I was like, I'll cash app you right now. Like I'll Venmo you right now for the Wu-Tang shirt. Yeah. Because it was $20.
Was it the same exact shirt?
No, it was a different shirt. It was a cooler shirt in my opinion. But I was going to wear it today and then I didn't. But
I'm going to try and find a picture. Because I when it comes to clothes, even like if I go to a thrift store and I find like a cool wrestling shirt, if it's not my size, I'm not going to buy it.
Yeah, right.
But like if I know people like, hey, you want this shirt, I'll pick it up while I'm here. But as far as clothes go, even if it's something that's vintage and cool like that, if it's not my size, I'm not going to buy it because I don't want to take up more space.
Right.
But like I remember because Ethan would always send me these shirts and they're like XLs and 2XLs and stuff. He's like, there's a cool Edge shirt I found from 05 or something like that. I'm like, yeah, but I'm not gonna.
Right. I'm never gonna wear like a 3X or something. Yeah.
So he would send me all these shirts all the time on Instagram and stuff and like auctions he won and things like that. And I remember the one He sends me the shirt and it's a big tiger on it. Like it's a full print shirt. It's got a big tiger. I'm like, that looks really fucking familiar. I'm like, there's nowhere I would have seen this big ass tiger shirt. And he's like, yeah, I was trying to get it, but it's like $5,000 now. And it was I'm like, where do I recognize this from? I'm like, is this a brand? Is this a band or something? I'm not correlating. Apparently it was the shirt that like Brian Pillman would always wear on WWF.
Okay.
And like, it wasn't his shirt. Like it wasn't a company shirt. It was just a shirt that was popular at the time. That's hard to find now.
Was it like a Cincinnati Bengal thing?
No, it was literally just a big tiger on the shirt.
Interesting.
Dude, stuff like that is how I got into, like, at least, okay, I used to have a really, really big love for, like, fashion and stuff like that and looking good and cool clothes and stuff. And I mean, obviously, I just went to this vintage market thing. I still do, but, like, definitely not as hardcore as I was before. But stuff like that, like, just a random shirt that this guy that people like, he wore that specific shirt, and so people sought after that shirt. That is the kind of thing that I would have done when I was like big into it. Like I remember Marty McFly in Back to the Future, when he's not wearing the Air Mags, he wears like a different pair of Nikes and they looked super sick. Okay, yeah, no, that shirt is sick.
That looks familiar.
Yeah, that shirt is super sick.
It's literally like it's full, like one of two shirts that all his pictures are in. It's just a full body tiger.
I would wear
full
that.
tiger print. Yeah, that's sick.
That's pretty dope.
There were shirts like that, like this, and I got like I'm wearing it right now. It's like a faded, but it's like a snow leopard, and there's like rivers and trees and shit, and there's a moon, and there's like a picturesque snow tiger. But going back to what I found the shoes that Marty McFly was wearing in Back to the Future just by like Googling and like essentially like reverse engineering, finding the shoes, shit like that. I don't know.
What were they called?
I don't remember now because I looked them up and they were already like a weird niche. Nobody knew about shoe unless you did the research. You know, Marty McFly wore them in Back to the Future type thing. And so like you couldn't find them to buy anywhere. Wow. So I didn't even save the page or anything.
You remember that time you told me you hate Back to the Future?
I don't hate Back to the Future.
You hate it.
I really don't.
If you do, that's okay. I heard you hate Scrubs, and that's okay.
I don't. Okay. Wow. I don't hate Scrubs. Dr. Cox got very played out very quickly for me.
Listen here, Shirley.
Yeah, like it just became too much, and like it was just over the top for me, and like everything that he says was like this, and I'm like, okay, we get it. You don't like your job.
Granted, I watched it. Well, my family watched it like live when it was on TV, and it was one of those things where like Shane can't watch this, go in the other room type thing, or like catch sneaks of it, whatever. But then I rewatched it on Netflix or whatever it was on in middle school, and I remember loving it. And I hadn't watched it since then, and now I'm on season 2 of my second rewatch.
Yeah, it's not bad.
It was something people watched, but I never got into it. Sorry, guys.
I remember when I didn't watch it when it was on. I watched it as like replays on Comedy Central when they would play it there, and it's not like, don't get me wrong, it's not bad. But for me to sit down and like just watch it repeatedly, like. Dr. Cox gets very old to me very quickly, and I'm just
I understand.
Like I'm not, I can't do it. Like, but the episodes where it's like more serious and he's not just being a jackass.
Yeah,
those are good episodes.
I like the serious episodes,
like the one with Brandon Fraser.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. Right,
it's such a good episode.
I watched that.
Yeah, that's a good episode.
Scrubs, I'm in the know.
Scrubs is really, really good. I love Scrubs.
It is, but just Dr. Cox, like his sarcastic, just doing that. It's like, all right.
See, dude, okay. Here's my overarching big take. My comfort shows are definitely the Seinfelds, but Seinfeld, but the 90s Seinfeld, but
a sitcom.
Yeah, any normal sitcom. Yeah.
I sent him a meme earlier, and I really wanted him to look at it because it related to Scrubs.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be from a fucking private account, but that's fine.
So, you don't like Scrubs? You don't like Dr. Cox?
But
have you watched the whole show?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Like start to finish?
How recently?
Yeah, like start to finish.
Within the last 5 years, I've watched it.
But did you watch it start to finish?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just
from like in succession.
I guess.
No.
And so
no, but I know that I've seen every episode. Though.
But so you're just saying
not watching a show.
You're just saying that one character is gonna ruin the whole show for you.
No, I'm not saying that it's gonna ruin the whole show for me, but I will need to take a break from it. It's kind of like with Cheers. I don't know if you guys have watched Cheers.
No, I'm young.
Woody Harrelson. I love that fucking dude. Great actor, right? His character in that show pisses me off. I can't watch it.
Dumb. That's a stupid take. That's a bad take.
Yeah,
It's not a bad
No,
take.
it's dumb.
That's dumb.
That's dumb.
It's not a bad take
No,
at all.
that's pretty dumb.
To be honest, I really don't like you. So
Fine, you know what? Back to the Future fucking sucks.